If you're about to quit on your business, please wait just a few minutes, watch this video to the end because I'm gonna show you exactly how to stay in business when you're struggling to do so. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. If you don't know who I am a real estate agent here in the Chicagoland area. Plus, I am an investor as well, a newly formed one. Nonetheless, if you enjoyed this video, please do me the greatest honor. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me get to more people. It helps me get your feedback, and I reply to every single one of your comments. And of course, if you need that one-on-one time, link of the Patreon is in the description. I do one weekly call where I'm live with you, basically a coaching call for everybody that's on there. And then if you need one-on-one time, there's a coaching call link below as well. All right, we got the business out the way. I just want to get straight to this topic, how to stay in business when you're struggling. That's the title. We're sticking to it. Somebody on the Patreon call asked me that question. What is the one thing you would tell yourself 5-6 years ago when you started in the business? What would the current you tell the old you? And I would tell my past self a few things. Number one is that you're gonna make it. It may take a little bit longer, but you're gonna make it. And just knowing that in the back of your head is very, very important, because as confident as I was, as an egomaniac as I was, I still had about 10-20% doubt that I wasn't gonna make it, because year 3, year 4, I'm still Ubering. I'm still trying to take advantage of that 4 for 4 at Wendy's because I only got $6 in my account. I was down bad. Okay, I had months of great times, and I had months of just making no money, having to Uber Eats, taking passengers, working 40, 80 hours a week, just doing Uber, yada, yada, yada. So what I would tell myself is, hey, you're gonna make it, just give it time. The second thing I tell myself is just keep taking the action. Don't worry about the result. All right, don't put yourself up against the result because you can't control it. So those two things in combines with how I answer that question. But I want to dive a little bit deeper and explain, how do you really stay in business? Let's get practical. All right, because I could just tell you push through it, but what does that even mean? I'm gonna tell you. All right, so how to stay in business when you're struggling. The number one thing is gonna sound super simple. It's in the title. Number one way to actually not quit is to stay in business. You have to figure out a way to stay in business. What that means is if you gotta take a job, or if you have to take a little bit of break, whatever you gotta do, you have to stay in business. Don't quit on your business, because if you quit, then whatever the other 4 things I'm gonna tell you are irrelevant, because you quit, right? You basically checked out. Don't check out. Figure out a way to stay in business. That is the umbrella. Okay, now we've opened the umbrella. Let's see what's on the stick, right? Or what holds the umbrella. Number 2, if you're struggling in business, it is time to get creative. Reason being is you're probably struggling, which means you don't have resources, which means you can't really take advantage of making quick money. You gotta be creative, which means you gotta go to a segment of the marketplace that is underserved and see if you can help them. Find a new niche, find a new genre, find a new way to get business. You got to get creative. And what that means, I can speak on the sense of being a real estate agent. And when it was time, year 4, I had to get creative. And my creative outlet was, I discovered TikTok. I discovered, oh my God, this is something I'm naturally good at. Let's really lean in. And that was just me being a creative individual and just diving in. Another creativity was, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start networking with just my friends and just seeing if I can maybe enter myself in different areas and then establish my business that way. And wouldn't you know it, year 5 blew up. Went from making 57 a year to 145, I think, after taxes was 145. And now we're on track for 200K this year, right? So we're doing well. So this is coming from a place of experience, I would say, because 4 years of being broke will teach you a few things. And I want you to remember what I just said. 4 years of being broke will teach you a few things. So you have to keep in mind, think of yourself as a college student. When you're a college student, you're broke. You can't afford anything. You're still trying to get those $2 specials at bars and stuff. That's you. The first 4 years of your business, you're a college student. So you have to, number one, still go to college, stay in school so you get that degree. So stay in business, be creative. If you got to cheat on the test, cheat on the test. Whatever you got to do, stay in business, all right? Get through it. Number 3 falls in line with what I said earlier. Don't stop taking action. Just because you're failing, just because your business isn't where it is, if you stop taking action, well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to stay in the same place and nothing's ever going to change. So without action, nothing will change. So what does action mean? You have to constantly be generating business, lead gen, okay? Put yourself in positions where there's opportunities. So you have to take action. What does taking action look like if you're a real estate agent? Taking action is, hey, I don't feel like doing anything today. I'm kind of bummed out, but you know what? There's this party. It's kind of a drive, but if you go to that party, you might meet somebody. take action. Go meet somebody, okay? Or if you're at the Starbucks line and you see an opportunity that, hey, someone's talking about real estate, enter yourself, take action. Basically, just do things that could generate business. Give yourself as many opportunities to win as possible. That's what number 3 means. Don't stop taking action, because actions will lead to results. It's inevitable. You just don't know when. Number 4, in order for you to stay in business, you have got to lower your expenses. And this kind of goes hand in hand with being creative. By being creative about how you get your business, you can get it in a free way. For example, if you have been in business for about a year and you've been spending $2,000 on mailers and you're just not getting anywhere. Well, guess what? In order for you to stay in business another 6 months, you can't afford to spend $2,000 a month on marketing or mailers. So, okay, what do you have to do? You gotta go guerrilla marketing. Maybe you download TikTok and you start making content. You get on Instagram, you start looking at the hashtags. You start connecting with your friends. You're being creative. You're lowering your expenses. Everything gets canceled. You don't need a CRM. You're about to go out of business. What you paying $100 a month for a CRM for? Cancel everything. Lower those expenses real lean. So that way you could stay in business longer. Because the theory is you just gotta survive long enough for you to thrive. Because all the work you're doing today, it is gonna pay off. It's just gonna pay off 2-3 years from now. And if you're not in business 2-3 years from now, you're shit out of luck. That's why the most important thing, I'll come back to it, you have to stay in business. You have to. And finally, this was pretty obvious, you have to constantly be making adjustments. For example, if you're sending mailers and they're not working, stop spending money on mailers. You have to make quick adjustments. If you're doing TikTok and after like 3 months it's not working for you, make an adjustment. Maybe you gotta go networking. Maybe open houses is the way to go for you. Or maybe the way you're doing your open houses isn't working, so it's time to make a change. All right, let's try a new way to do an open house. Let's do it on a Thursday instead of a Saturday. Yada, yada. You have to constantly be looking at yourself, making adjustments, so that way if something's not working, you've changed it. You've given it some time. I've tried it for 2, 3, 4 months. I'm not really getting as much success. Time to make an adjustment, make changes, make additions, yada, yada, yada. So when you are struggling to stay in business, these are the things you have to do. You got to think of yourself like America during the Revolutionary War, okay? You're going up against the British. You're going up against me. If someone's gonna hire you versus me, why are they gonna hire you? Because you were more creative, you were more resourceful. You got to them before I got to them. Think of me as Britain, think of yourself as America. But you're about to be a great empire. You just gotta win this war. And that war, I think, took 7 years to win. Damn, I made this into a history lesson. You get the point. If you're struggling to stay in business, remember, number 1, you got to stay in business. Number 2, keep taking action. Don't be worried about the result. And number 3, get real lean with those expenses so you can stay in business longer to give yourself a chance to actually succeed. You guys know my story, 4 years. Whoo, struggle city, but we are not struggling no more. But you just bought a 7 unit, trying to buy another 7 unit. We're raising those rents, doubling up. And once you get to this level, you will learn that with resources, you now can get so much more resources, right? The more resources you have, the more resources you can acquire. You see what I'm saying? Once you get to that first 100K, then making 100K a year again is very easy because you spend 4 years building up to that 100K. That's what I was worried about. I'm like, damn, I got a 6-figure year. Will I be able to do it again? I hit 6-figure. I made 140,000. December 3rd is when I hit that 140K mark. Well, it is September 1st of 2023. I've already surpassed it. Right, I'm all good. I'm all good. I've already met what I did last year, and now it's all gravy from this point forward. So that's just a couple of things to keep in mind. Have that perspective. Know you're gonna make it, and I will see you at the top of the mountain because I'm still climbing.